Hey peoples, welcome to League of Idiotic Gamers tutorial video. My name is JJskywalker, and today we're going to be going over extra things that I actually didn't think about going over in the previous video, as for just general basic tips, tricks, and aspects behind, general ARK Survival Evolved and ARK Survival of the Fittest. Now, I guess I'll be calling this basic tips too. If you didn't realize, I play the game, and my god, there are just so many general problems I see new players going through, and just problems that just, baffle me. But realize that I am a player who has put, and I don't say this to boast, but 1,000 hours into this game, and of course I'm gonna know certain aspects of the game. So I mean, at this point, I guess the only reason is why I'm baffled is that I've put so much time into this game, and I just can't see myself 1,000 hours previously when I was just completely confused at what exactly I was doing. But anyways, I hope these tips help you guys out, and here we go. So as a starter, we're going to be going over point 1, and that'll be, again, gathering. Now, in the previous video, if you haven't watched it, please, I highly suggest it, even though it's a whole 16 minutes long. I really think you guys should watch it, because I'm actually going to be doing stuff in that video, and I'm going to be going over stuff, I guess more visually, so it's going to be a little bit neater if you guys watch that. But nonetheless, I'll be going over a little bit of what we went over in the last video. At the beginning, we went over the fact that pickaxe is an excellent tool for getting meat, flint, and thatch, and the hatchet is amazing at getting stuff for hide, stone, and wood. Now, that's fine and dandy in the perfect world. Like, I see a lot of players actually doing that, but this is a survival game, and there are players going around trying to kill you, so you have to be careful. Always, before you're gathering or stopping for a rest, check your surroundings. Always make sure that you are alone, you're not being approached, and that, you're generally good at, picking stuff, and you're not just gonna get speared or arrowed to the head immediately after stopping and gathering. Now, going into that, if you go into your inventory, this will save your life. And I'm slapping this notepad into my head because, again, it's a point that I've known for so long, but it's a neat thing that most experienced players in ARK do, and that is prone. If you are in your inventory, prone. If you are crafting, prone. If you are doing anything that has something to do with standing still, prone. And because ground clutter is enforced in the game, it is so awesome because you are almost hidden when you're doing anything. So remember, every time you are doing something other than, trying to hit a rock or a piece of wood, prone. And trust me, people will just pass you by without even you realizing, and you get to look through your inventory for a nice amount of time. Now, still be careful. You have to check your surroundings. An experienced player will see you prone and will take advantage of the fact that you're prone, but most players will pass you up thinking that you're just a piece of debris, or sometimes they won't even look in your general direction. You'll have less sight, and it'll also be harder to shoot you from far away. So prone. Now, this is just a very I guess I'm gonna try to throw out a lot of these videos, because I'm just kind of throwing these out as I see players having problems or things that I see that I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I just found a player doing that. So I'm gonna try to throw as many of these good tips at you guys as possible, and there's probably gonna be more. Now, for gathering, honestly, I can't think of anything right now, but if I know anything, trust me, I'm gonna put it out, guys. And that's it for that. Now, moving on, we're gonna be going into combat, and I actually didn't go much into combat, but let's see what I have here. Okay, now when you're in combat, whether it be generally with a spear, maybe a gun or a bow, when you're facing an opponent, you always want to move left and right, or vice versa, right and left, because the player is just going to be generally trying to shoot exactly where you are. And if they're throwing an arrow, if they're throwing a spear, it's going to take time for that spear to go to you. So chances are they're going to miss shooting previously where you were, and you're constantly moving. Do not stand still with your shooting, please. You are an easy target if you're doing that. And don't you dare move straight forward towards your enemy. If your enemy has a straight shot, literally you are lining up a perfect headshot for them, and they aren't lining the headshot. You won't know how many times. You know, I've seen people run straight with a spear. You are valiant, but don't run in a straight line. Come on, juke a little bit, serpentine, if you will, left and right, so that the arrows and or spears miss you. Now, furthermore, on moving left and right, if you are flanked by two people, such as one person is shooting you from the north and another person is shooting you from the east, you probably want to reposition yourself. Moving left and right compared to the north person makes you a really easy target for the person shooting at you from the east. Oh, again, check your surroundings to make sure who you are fighting, to make sure you've got the advantage in a certain fight, one. And if you're being shot from two different directions, you probably want to reposition yourself to better yourself, such as moving closer to the person from the north, or moving closer to the person from the east. Sometimes, and it has actually happened to me, repositioning on a person or one of the enemy's allies will make them shoot each other because they're not considering each other's safety. You can actually get them to friendly fire each other, and you've just changed the battle to your position. And furthermore, you can keep moving left and right, and they'll probably keep missing. Something else that is amazing for combat, or in general, have stim berries in a hotbar from 1 to 0. That little hotbar at the bottom, of course, I hope you guys know about that. I hope I don't have to go over that. But the little hotbar at the bottom have stim berries in one of them where it is accessible. You won't know how many times, and all experienced players do this. They have stim berries in their hotbar, and you don't know, you're fighting, you're sprinting, you're trying to survive, and then you know, after like 5 minutes, or no, not 5 minutes, but maybe 1 minute of fighting, your stamina's already gone. You're gonna need a rejuvenation in your stamina, and you just need to chug them down, and your stamina will go all the way back up. And of course your hydration is gonna go down, and it's gonna start killing you. But it's better than you moving at like 10% of your original speed. Is that right? Yes, 10% of your original speed, because you don't have stamina. It's ridiculous. And you know, it's better to die from hydration than instantly dying to somebody with a bow because you're not fast enough to dodge. Something else to keep in mind in combat, or just have with you in general, again, even with dinos or players, cooked meat and blood bags will save your life. Now, cooked meat not only gives you food, but it gives you a little bit of health every time you eat it. And blood bags are gotten from that weird blood kit that you use to suck out blood. Now, I know you get damaged, but if you're in an excellent position and you're not losing HP and you're not doing much, consider grabbing a blood bag and getting at least 2 to 3 blood bags from yourself and keeping them on you at all times, in a hot bar if possible. Blood bag gives you a whole 20 HP. If you are broken bones, and if you don't know, I guess I'll explain that as well. If you are broken bones, you are slowed. You're slower than your normal position, probably like 30%, a little bit faster than if you were exhausted, but not too much. You're an easy target at that point. If you blood bag yourself, you literally get yourself out of broken bones, and you can escape a situation and or save yourself in a fight, giving you that extra little push you need and or HP to survive an onslaught of attacks. Another thing that'll help you in general would be cooked meat, as if you were in a mega cold or in a mega heat. Cooked meat would definitely help you, because you can just keep, like, every few seconds just eat a cooked meat, and you'll be counteracting the health loss from the mega cold and or mega heat by gaining HP with your cooked meat. It's something very helpful, and it'll help you in general combat if you spread it over in a little bit of time, and so on and so forth. Now again, that is it for combat, but there are so many tips and tricks that I honestly can't think of right now, but if you guys think of anything, or I'll think of anything, trust me, I'll put it up on a video, and I'll get it to you guys as quick as possible. Now, moving on to the third point, taming. Now, I hadn't gone over taming last time because I thought maybe I need to put it into a specific, I guess, play style, but now that I'm thinking about it, no. I can't just simply leave it to the play style of taming, because taming in general is basically a necessity both for people who are going pure tech and people who are going pure taming. Now, knowing how you can tame and knowing how to handle certain dinos is definitely a must for ARK Survival Evolved. So that is something I'm going to be going over, and it's going to be the biggest part of this basic tips video, so bear with me. Again, this is going to be a very going into the complete basics of ARK Survival Evolved and basically nature itself. So here we go. In ARK Survival Evolved, there are two types of dinos. There are herbivores and carnivores. And if you guys didn't learn this in school, herbivores are plant-eating dinosaurs and carnivores are meat-eating dinosaurs. Now, as for herbivores, there aren't exactly plants to eat in ARK Survival Evolved. So for ARK, they eat specifically berries, actually. Yeah, that's it. They basically only eat berries. And for carnivores, they will eat there are, many types of different carnivores, so they'll eat certain special types like spoiled meat and cooked meat, or in general, raw meat and prime meat. Now, I say spoiled meat and cooked meat are special because spoiled meat is for one dinosaur that I will be going over later, and cooked meat is a completely reduced type of eating. Like, dinos do not like cooked meat, and it will take a long time to tame something with cooked meat. So I'm putting it in there that they can be tamed with it, but I don't suggest it at all. So don't use cooked meat at all, but it's still a possibility. So if you need it, you need it. And in general, both herbivores and carnivores can take food of the gods, and food of the gods is one of the evolutionary events during the game that'll happen, where a big package will come out of the middle, and trust me, you're going to see the words food of the gods being spammed in your face, and it's going to spawn these 3 little orbs that you can feed the dino, and it will instantly tame, no time waiting. The second it can eat, it's going to eat that little orb, and boom, you've got a dino for yourself. So that's neat for survival of the fittest. This is something I experienced during the game, where people were giving berries to carnivores and meat to herbivores, and then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, well, I guess some new players might not get the fact that this is a carnivore and this is a herbivore. So I'm going to be going over how you can tell whether a dinosaur is herbivore or carnivore. I could literally go over the whole list, but I feel like explaining to you guys the specific aspects of a herbivore and a carnivore in ARK would be better, and it would help you guys instead of literally listing each dino under their specific tree. Now, most herbivores are peaceful. They won't attack you when you get close to them or in their general vicinity. They if you move next to a Bronto, if you move next to a Stego or a Trike, they literally go about their day, and they're just like, oh, well, this guy's walking around, and they won't bother you. Something else about herbivores is that most herbivores either have no teeth or they have non-sharp teeth. If you look at them, like a Trike, or they have like a beak-like mouth, and a Stego, they have very blunt teeth, as well as the huge Brontos or long necks, they have just very blunt teeth, nothing sharp. And of course, again, they are peaceful, so they can't exactly hurt you with their teeth, and they tend to use something else to fight. Now, under this, the herbivores have a special case, and that's the Gigantopithecus, the Sasquatch, or the Monkey Man, if you will, who becomes hostile if you come close and touch to him. Basically, the Gigantopithecus and or Sasquatch likes their personal space. They don't like to be bothered, so they will slap you around if you try touching them. Keep your space, and again, Gigantopithecus is a herbivore, and remember, all herbivores love berries. Now for carnivores, now most carnivores are hostile. Get close to them, or if they get close to other herbivores, they will immediately attack them. If you go out into ARK, you can almost easily tell what a carnivore is. It is attacking and bothering almost every other dinosaur in the island. So if you get close to them, they will generally attack you, and chances are they are a carnivore without you even touching them. You know, a Gigantopithecus, you actually got to go up to them and kind of like nudge them before they actually get mad. But no, raptors, carnivores, carnos, dillos, T-Rexes, they will run up to you and they will eat you. Carnivore. Now, most carnivores, by their look, have very sharp teeth. Anybody can easily tell a T-Rex has huge, sharp teeth. A raptor, sharp teeth. A Dimorphodon, little guy, sharp teeth. Even the Pterodon has sharp teeth. The only special case to this sharp teeth part would be the Argents, who are just basically a carrion bird, and that's something else. That's the specific vocabulary word, but they have beaks, and they just basically are in, I guess you could say, lore. They just basically eat carcasses and the leftovers, but in this game they won't kill anything, so be careful. And also, Argents love corpses, so if there's a corpse in the area, an Argent will go straight for it. So that's an interesting little bit that might help you. Oh, and something I forgot to include is bugs. Bugs is separate from the carnivores and the herbivores. Lot, honestly, to me. Bugs eat meat, but they're not the same in a way, especially under this taming tree. One, you can't tame bugs. You can't tame the Meganuras. You can't tame the ants. You can't tame, well, yeah, Meganuras and ants, but you can tame the scorpion. So the scorpion, again, eats meat, is a bug, and is the only tameable bug, and is basically considered a carnivore. Now, going into when you start taming. Now, of course, you gotta generally knock out the dinosaur, grab your trank arrows, shoot it into it. If you guys need a more in-depth guide on that, I guess I could make something like that, but I mean, it's almost straightforward. Make your bow, make your arrows, and then grab a lot of narco berries and make the arrows into tranquilizer arrows, and then shoot the tranquilizer arrows into the dinosaurs. Awesome. Literally. It's that straightforward. And best thing to do is either distract it or shoot straight for the head from a long range, and by the time it gets to you, if you and or your team shot a lot of arrows into their head, it's probably going to go down. Now, the exception to this, though, is the Gigantopithecus, who is tamed in a different way. This is considered, or what is called, a passive tame. Gigantopithecus cannot be knocked out. They must be fed berries by hand, and I can go over that later. But it is a very different method of taming, so do not shoot trank arrows into the Sasquatch and or Gigantopithecus. Now, if you happen to knock down a herbivore, remember, herbivores eat berries, so they're going to be tamed by berries. Now, the best berry you can give any herbivore is the purple meja berries. Herbivores love that, and they are tamed much better and much faster with meja berries. You can tame them again with any berry, but the taming meter will go up a lot more if you feed them meja berries. Now, of course, the exception, or the god tier of this taming route for herbivores, is Food of the Gods, which is the special evolutionary event, which you put it in, and the moment that dinosaur eats that Food of the Gods, it will tame instantly. So anything likes Food of the Gods, though, so that'll also help you. Now, moving to carnivore, remember, if you knock out a carnivore, use raw meat. Raw meat is the greatest thing you can use to tame a carnivore. Prime meat is amazing for taming almost any carnivore except the scorpion. And now, I completely forgot to include this. I'm making the video according to like this little script I wrote myself to make sure I don't forget the little tips I'm trying to tell you guys. But for the gathering route, a spear is amazing for getting prime meat. Now, you can get prime meat from stegos, brontos, T-Rexes, spinos, trikes, Argents and Mammoths. Of course, the bigger the dino, the better chances you probably have at getting prime meat. I highly suggest Stegos, T-Rexes, Brontos if you can kill that thing, but don't try it. Don't if you're not experienced enough. Spinos, if it's already almost dead, you might as well go for the prime meat if you're trying to tame other carnivores. Trikes, if you know you're just going for like the general prime, you're not going to be getting that much prime from it, but if it's an easy knockdown, might as well try to get a little bit of prime of it. Argents, I mean, might as well. They probably have a prime or two, and if you need it, you need it. And Mammoths, because they're so slow, you can probably get a few kills, and then, you know, go for the prime meat. And again, this requires a spear. Now, of course, the special case to this, as I said before, is prime meat is not good for scorpions. Prime meat is like, oh my god, amazing. It will tame carnivores so fast, but the scorpion will not even eat it. Its prime meat, or its best meat, is actually spoiled meat. Now, spoiled meat is, if you notice, when you carry your meat out, it's going to have a little timer on it, and then it's going to spoil, making it almost basically useless. So you're going to be like, what the heck do I need this for? And you tend to just throw it out with your extra junk. If you see a scorpion, or you're looking for a scorpion to tame one, keep your spoiled meat. That scorpion will love you, and it will tame so fast if you give it spoiled meat. So that's definitely something you want to consider. And that's it, guys. Right now, that's all I can think of right now for this basic tips video. If you guys can think of anything else that you would like to learn, something that's just baffling you, or something you think you could be doing better, please comment or message me. I'll gladly make a video on it, and or reply to you on what I would do in that specific situation, or the basic tips and tricks that I use. Or that I have gotten throughout my, I guess you can say, time in ARK. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like if you liked the video, and dislike it if it was completely horrendous, and subscribe if you'd like to see more League tutorial videos and or action. Again, guys, best of luck in survival of the fittest. I'm doing these videos so you guys can be better and be on par with me and some of the hopefully best survival of the ARK fighters out there right now. If you guys want to face me, I'm probably in the 2v2s and the 4v4s. Again, good luck surviving, and see you later.